Hey guys, I want to take a second to show you guys the new ClaKK hammer buzz bait from JaKKed Baits and really show you how to tune this thing in just the way that you want it. So out of the package, it's going to become tuned for you. As you go throughout the day, you bang it on a rock, throw it against a dock, or just catch so many fish on this thing that we have had that problem too. So what you're going to see is the first things first, you're going to want to line up that wire to the hook here. So you can see it's a little bit off center there, and all you're going to do is bend this a little bit that direction. So what that's going to allow this bait to do is run as straight as it possibly can. If you get that bait that's running to the left, all you're going to do is while you're looking at it, bend this to the right. If you got to go on the left, obviously bend it to the right. If you got to go into the right, bend it to the left. So what that allows you to do is you can actually tune this in such a way that you can run it down a dock and make it bang off that dock if you just tune it depending on what side of the boat you're fishing out of. I know a lot of guys that will fish and have two of these rigged up on their deck, one for when they're going down a bank out of the left side of the boat and one for when they're going down the bank out of the right side of the boat, so that it runs and tracks off to the left or the right and keeping your bait closer to that target. This thing is fantastic. It allows you to put a frog or a swim bait or some sort of soft plastic on this, and it really stays up high in the water column on top of the water with minimal real effort. So the other thing to tune on this buzz bait is how much this blade is clacking on the head. So out of the package, you're going to notice that this blade is going to clack right on the head and on the bead here. So what that's going to allow for is a lot of commotion. Let's say you're in a high pressure situation and you don't want that. As opposed to some of the other clacking buzz baits on the market, you either have a clacker up here and it hits on the blade, or you don't. And with this one, you can tune this, and all you're going to do to tune this is just open this up a little wider, and you can see then it's not going to hit that bead. If you want to go back to tuning it and getting it to where it hits that bead, just kind of mash that down a little bit till it just touches that bead, so that when you blow on it, that's the best way to test this and make sure that it's making the sound that you'd like. Make sure that it's hitting that bead, and then in the water it's going to do the same thing. So check it out today. You're going to catch a lot of fish on this time of year, in the fall, in the spring, and even in the summertime is one of the times that we were prototyping this bait and really catching them, because I think it's just such a unique sound you can get out of this bait, this metal blade on this metal bead. Check it out today. If you guys are catching some fish on this and this bead starts sliding around on you, just take a pair of pliers and mash down on this crimp a little harder, but just be careful not to do it too hard, and it'll actually break this wire. So just be gentle with it, but you can get it to set exactly where you need it after a long day of fishing or several days of fishing. I mean, we've had these baits out there on the water fishing for multiple days at a time, and you just have to tweak them a little bit, guys. It's a buzz bait. That's just the way it is on these wire baits. When you bring a fish into the boat, it starts thrashing around. You never know what it's hitting. You never know if it's going to get hung in your carpet, things like that. So check it out, JaKKedbaits.com, and get out there and throw the JaKKed Baits ClaKK hammer. See you guys.